Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Oblak, and this is another Chelsea transfer daily video for you guys, where I discuss all the latest news surrounding Chelsea at this present moment in time, with so many stories to talk about. Oblak, Jose Gimenez, Chelsea scouting Gimenez as a potential marquee centre-back signing for this current summer window and for next season, of course. Exciting stories to talk about, all the latest reports, giving my thoughts, opinions. We speak about Havertz, the latest situation on him and how Chelsea are closing in on a deal, everything to be fine, and talk about Leroy Sane, how he has potentially confirmed Kai Havertz signing to Chelsea, and all the interesting stuff regarding that. So before I do get into all of that, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, starting off with the latest news on Kai Havertz. Now, again, I keep feeling as though I keep giving all these Kai Havertz updates, but I'm currently doing a Chelsea transfer news daily video for you guys, so make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification. All latest news will be tuned on this channel. But basically, the current situation in Havertz is as follows. Now, it's reported by Sky Sports yesterday, and Kai Havertz obviously returned to training yesterday. Today, as I record this video, is a Friday morning. Thursday, yesterday, he returned to training with Bayer Leverkusen. He was on holiday for a couple of weeks, but he has returned to training with Bayer Leverkusen, but he still wants to move to Chelsea. He's adamant that he wants to move to Chelsea. Chelsea are in pole position, the only club that can pay the fee that Bayer Leverkusen are demanding, and Havertz has already told Leverkusen he wants to leave this summer, and they are prepared to sell because he only has 2 years left on his contract. If Kai Havertz does not move this summer, then Bayer Leverkusen negotiating pull power does decrease significantly, because next summer, when he only has 1 year left on his contract, they cannot command anywhere near the amount of money that they're commanding right now. So they're not in the strongest position financially, and also when it comes to negotiating with Chelsea. So we are in a strong position, we're in pole position. Many clubs can't really afford a signature at this present moment in time. And I do expect it still to be done within the next week or two. Once the Premier League is concluded, we play a final Premier League game against Wolves. Petr will fly out to Germany. He will hold face-to-face talks with Kai Havertz, and the deal should be finalised. Purse terms are agreed, the salary is agreed, only final details are left to be done, and of course a fee has to be reached between the two clubs, but it's looking very good. Now, another reporter by Angelo Mangiante, an Italian journalist, and he was reporting that Kai Havertz has already agreed a €9 million a year per season contract until 2025, so a 5-year contract to join Chelsea. The Blues are looking to agree the €80 million fee with Bayer Leverkusen, Chelsea, and the only club in for now. David Ornstein and Chapman as well, both reported, obviously they both write for The Athletic, have reported that the deal should be around €80 million including add-ons. So that could consist of €65 million up front, and then €50 million in add-ons, significant bonuses, etc., or maybe a €70 million upfront cost with then a €10 million bonuses and add-ons, etc. But the whole package should cost around €80 million, which would satisfy Bayer Leverkusen. Despite them not getting Champions League football, it will definitely help their finances, and it'll put them in the green. And the only other complication is, of course, Peter Bosz, who is the manager of Bayer Leverkusen. He would like Kai Havertz to be still playing when, of course, they're playing their Europa League campaign in August. However, Kai Havertz would not like that to happen, so there are some complications. But like I said, I do expect it still to be done within the next week or two. Now, what's interesting is what Leroy Sane said. Now, Leroy Sane had an interview yesterday, and he was asked about the 2 German talents, Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. And of course, he had a German interview. I understand some German, so I kind of understood the gist of what he was saying. And basically, if you translate to English, he was saying it's good for Chelsea that they've signed 2 top talents, German talents, in Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. Now, it is big news, it's big stories. Now, obviously, some people are quite sceptical. That's natural because, of course, if you're not a native German speaker, it could maybe be lost in translation. However, what you need to bear in mind is, he said, if it does happen, it could happen. So he's not saying it's already happened, he's saying if Chelsea sign him. So of course, he's not really confirming anything, but it's still positive news. If he's asked about it, and if he knows about what's happening, it means that yes, Kai Havertz Chelsea is very, very close, it's imminent, it's going to be happening. Remain optimistic, be confident, but it's just further evidence and really implying that yes, the deal will be done and conducted in the near future. And yeah, Kai Havertz will be a Blue, and it's really, really good news. I'm so excited and so happy until I can do the official announcement video for when Kai Havertz is signed. But let's move on to even more exciting news, and that is regarding to the defensive area. So defensive reinforcements and defensive department. Now, what was interesting was what Matt Law, anything that Matt Law reports or writes, or for the articles, take it you know, understand it and realise that it is reliable. You know, he's a Chelsea correspondent. He's got close contacts within Chelsea, so you know he's extremely reliable. So anything that he writes, it's 100% legit. Now he was saying that Chelsea are scouting Atletico Madrid defender Jose Gimenez as Frank Lampard seeks answers to his team's defensive frailties. Of course, conceding 5 goals at Anfield, conceding 52 goals, more goals than Brighton this season, who were hovering around a relegation zone. It's been abysmal, you know, shocking defensively, no defensive organisation, no defensive structure. And yes, that is down to coaching, but we also need a high calibre of defenders that are obviously going to help us, you know, defend better. Now, the advantages of signing a Jose Gimenez is, you know, he's been drilled defensively. He's working under a coach such as Diego Simeone, who's defensively well organised. So his aerial duel winning is magnificent. His one-on-one defending, his defending, his reading of the game. He is simply a world-class centre-back that would immediately upgrade our defence exponentially, and definitely a player that I would love. Now, the only stumbling block as it stands is he has a release clause, the exact same as Oblak, which is 120 million euros, which comes about 108 million pounds. And of course, he is by far Atletico's best centre back. So, you know, they're not going to negotiate. They're just going to tell us to simply purchase the buyback clause unless we can negotiate something. Now, what's interesting is they haven't fully paid Morata's fee, which is 55 million pounds, because of their financial situation. Atletico are really in a bad financial situation, so we could do a deal in that sense where they would not have to pay for Morata if they gave Gimenez to us on the cheap, potentially. But what the report is saying is don't get too excited yet. We have just been scouting him. It's just scouting Gimenez. But it's interesting, and it's good to know that, you know, despite the transfer window not been open yet, that we are looking, and it's looking highly likely that we will be bringing in defensive reinforcements this summer. So it's looking good. I'm excited, and yeah, honestly, it's looking really, really good. And I would love Jose Gimenez to Chelsea. But what do you guys think? Would you take Jose Gimenez to Chelsea, or what other centre back would you prefer to him? But like I said, you know, he's got a release clause sitting at 120 million euros. Let's see what happens in the next few weeks regarding negotiation tactics. But it's looking extremely promising, if you ask me. Now, getting into the final story of this Chelsea transfer news daily, and it is regarding Jan Oblak. Now, of course, again, a player that I've spoken about in the last few transfer video dailies, and basically it was reported by the Daily Mail, and they were saying that Jan Oblak is unsettled at Atletico and is looking for a bigger and a more ambitious challenge with a move to the Premier League at the forefront of his thinking. Now, Jan Oblak, of course, being arguably the world's best keeper, you know, his reflexes, shot stopping abilities, his concentration, his commanding of the box. I don't need to go too much detail into, you know, what type of keeper he is, because we know he's a world-class elite goalkeeper. Now, what's interesting here is, like I said, the price tag and the financial difficulties, and of course what the report is saying. Now, the fact that he's unsettled is a good sign, because of course if he hands in transfer requests, if he shows that he's unhappy and shows his intent, it may force Atletico's hand. Now, the only issue is, of course, he is Atletico's by far their best player. So the only way we can get this done realistically is by paying his release clause of 120 million euros. Now, the only way we do this is we have to find a way to offload Kepa. Again, we splashed a world record fee of 72 million pounds. You know, we're going to have to either sell him permanently, which is looking unlikely, so we'd have to loan him out to maybe a Valencia who are interested in him, and again, subsidise his wages, and then splash 120 million euros on Oblak, and it will cost the club enormous amounts of money, financially enormous amounts of money. Again, nearly 200 million pounds just on the goalkeeper situation, and again with financial fair play coming into play, and you know, other finances. Yes, our finances are green and it's looking good, but it's a big ask for the club to do this. But like I said, don't put it past us. Yes, the opportunity is slim and the percentage is quite slim if you ask me, but you know, it's a deal that, you know, Chelsea would love to get done. It's the hierarchy's dream, it's Roman Abramovich's dream, and of course Lampard's dream to get Jan Oblak. He's a world-class goalkeeper. It's my dream to get him over the line, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens in the next few days regarding the situation of Jan Oblak. Like I said, of course, once we get Kai Havertz done over the line, and you know, other reinforcements, we want to sign left back. We're going to have a heavy, you know, investment spending during the season, with FFP being relaxed and other clubs not having this opportunity. Chelsea opportunistic in this current market, in this current climate, so it's good. It generally is benefiting Chelsea. But like I said, would you take Jan Oblak at Chelsea, or would you prefer another keeper such as, you know, Ter Stegen, Onana? I made yesterday a goalkeeping video, a tactical analysis on, you know, goalkeepers, which goalkeeper we should sign to replace. So go and check that out from yesterday. But yeah, I would love a Jan Oblak at Chelsea. I think that he's a perfect goalkeeper to sign. But what do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I will see you guys for my next video. Peace.
Peace.